replacing an entire quad engine. I got this engine for $40 on Marketplace. And that one goes bye-bye. It's fucked up. It's fucked up, bro. What's up, guys? I am back in my garage, and today I'm going to be working on this. This is a 110cc quad. It has forward, neutral, and reverse, but the shift shaft is actually broken off at the casing, and I don't really feel like messing with that. I'm gonna have to pull it off the quad anyways in order to fix it. But for the time being, I'm gonna swap it out with this 110cc engine. Pretty much the same thing. This one doesn't have forward, neutral, and reverse, but I'm gonna put a new harness, everything, the whole 9 yards on that. But this video is pretty much just gonna be over swamping that engine. Anyways, let's get started. All right, so I'm fully aware some people are gonna hate on this and say, why are you swapping out this 110cc for that 110cc when this one has forward, neutral, and reverse? It's because I'm gonna save this and I'll probably put it on a future build. I'm just trying to clear out some of the space so I can keep quads coming in and out. But also I think I'm gonna get 650, 700 for this one. And right now that it's stuck in forward or in drive, it won't go backwards. Or no, it won't go forward. Look at this. And I've never fixed that shaft. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fix it, but even if I can't, I want this one to be able to roll backwards and forward so I can get it sold. But anyways, like I said, this video is going to be only over how to change that engine. I've already done a bunch of builds. This one shouldn't even be considered a build because it's actually really, really nice. I paid $200 for this. I think $200. No, I paid $250 for this, and then I paid $40 for that engine, and that's really all it needs. I am going to change the wiring harness just because I already ordered it, and yeah, so and I'm not going to have to do any painting, so that'll save me a lot of time. But I fully expect to have this done within 5 hours at the most. Anyways, I'm going to get started, and I'm going to take the plastics off. I'm going to take all the plastics off, all the racking off first, because this video is not about that. The video is literally about swapping the engine. Anyways, I'll be right back. It's pretty much a 110cc engine replacement. Okay, so I have the handlebars removed, and what else? Oh, the plastic's removed, obviously. But since I plan on replacing this wiring harness, I'm gonna put a new one. Like I said, when I resell things, I try to make them as nice as possible. Anyways, I'm gonna replace this wiring harness, and I'm gonna pull the chain off so when I'm at the car wash, I can roll it backward and forward, and it's not a pain in the ass to get on and off. But I'm gonna leave this on for the time being. I'm gonna leave this engine on for the time being, because when I go back to fix this engine, I'm gonna power wash it all. I just want everything to be clean. But when I go back to work on it, I want this engine to be clean. Anyways, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pop the chain off, and I'll be right back. Okay, something that I thought would be useful is to show you guys how to take this chain off. You see right here, this little piece is different than all the rest. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for something that's different than all the rest. But this is literally just like a little clip that you press out. And you literally just have to hit it with the put a flathead screwdriver on this side and just tap it lightly until it pops out. And then after this pops loose, then you can push these little pins out, and that chain will come undone. Anyways, I'm gonna do it real quick. I'll be right back. I don't think I can set you guys up anywhere to show you. Or maybe I can. Okay, so you guys watched me do the first couple taps, and it fell off. But that's what you're actually looking to get out of this one. Make sure you don't lose this, because usually these things kind of fly off. There you go. Fell right down there. I know where it's at. Back to the chain. Here's this. This is gonna come off. And that little link pops out. It only has to be one side that pops out. You don't have to worry about popping them both out. But that's how you take the chain apart. And then it should just come off the sprocket on both sides. It's easier if this thing can roll, but since it's stuck in drive, it's a little bit harder. Anyways, thought that'd be useful to show you guys. Okay, so now that I have the engine, or that chain off, you see that it actually rolls freely. To be honest, I might end up keeping this one for myself. I'm gonna, after I fix everything on it, it's a 2019, I believe. But once I fix everything on it, I mean, it's fairly new. But once I fix everything on it, put a new wiring harness, new carb, the whole 9 yards. But once I fix everything on it, I'm gonna post it for $750. Listen, money talks. If somebody offers me $750 for it, I'm probably gonna sell it. But if not, I'm probably gonna hang on to it and keep it, use it as my own, and just leave it posted until somebody gives me that amount of money. Because what I actually want is one of those mounts it or something. They're a Chinese quad, but that's actually what kind of quad I want. But this Tao Tao is pretty nice too. Actually, it's really nice. Frame looks solid, no bends or dings or anything. For what I paid for it, I'm very happy with it. Anyways, this thing's ready to go to the car wash. Okay, so I know I said this is ready to go to the car wash. There's just a few things I'm going to tell you. I'm going to leave these on for the time being, just so I can power wash them while they're on there. If not, they kind of fly everywhere. What else? Oh, and then when you're taking off the engine, it's literally held on by 2 bolts. There's a bolt right here. It's toward the top of the engine. Not sure how good you can see that. Like I said, I'll take this off and I'll show you when I get back. But there's a bolt there. That bolt. And it runs through the top of the engine, which is that right there. And then there's also a bolt. Oh wait, I have all this off already. You know what? Here. And then there's also this bolt right here, which holds it on. Other than that, those are the only 2 bolts that I can see that actually hold this entire engine into place. But I can show you on the engine. I'm gonna change it out with this one. It's that bolt right here, and then that bolt right here. That $40 engine, I'm about to put on this fucking $700 quad. Actually, these things are like $1,500 brand new, but I got a hell of a deal on it because the guy broke the shift lever, and he's a fucking idiot because he didn't know how to fix it. So I guess I made out good. Anyways, I'm gonna power wash this. I'll be right back. You guys will see how clean this thing gets. Like, when I tell you how nice these are, or how nice this is, like usually when I do these, I actually paint all the racking, I paint the rims, everything else. But this one, I'm actually not gonna have to do that. Like, not even the handlebars, they're just dusty, but they're actually still fairly shiny. Like, the paint and everything's still good on it. Just doesn't do it justice. Anyways, I'm gonna power wash it all. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just got back from the car wash. Did not come as clean as I was hoping, but it is what it is. Now I'm gonna take this off just so I have somewhere to pull the engine out of, and I'll go from there. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the petcock off, which it is shut off. I'm not sure if there's any fuel in it. Hoping not. Nope, it's pretty empty. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start removing all this. I'm gonna remove this, and then I'm gonna pull the engine. I loosen the 2 bolts to the footstep. I'm just gonna set these off to the side because I plan on putting that back right away. Throttle is out, and I believe that is it. Time to pull the engine. Just this bolt, and gotta remove the chain cover. To get to the motor mount bolt. So this is 1 bolt right here, and then 1 bolt up here. And then the motor's ready to pull out. Maybe a 13 mil. that's a 10. That looks way too small to be a 10. Okay, I think it's 12. Oh, god damn it. One. Two. The best thing about these little engines is they're so light. Why is it still hanging in there? Oh, god damn it. I forgot to pull the exhaust off. So there's 2 bolts on the bottom of the exhaust that you have to take off. I think this kid really tried to fix this already, because a lot of these bolts are coming off way too easy. Okay, so I took out these 2 bolts. Now the engine should just pop out. Stuck on that air filter. That's all it takes. Not too bad. That engine's nice. It's really, really clean. Now I'm gonna get the other engine ready to put in here. Okay, so I ran into a bit of a hiccup. This stator cover is cracked, or it's actually broken a little bit on this side, and it's cracked. I ordered a different stator cover, but it fit, but the insides weren't. Where the stator sits isn't the exact same as this one, so I had to put this old one back on. But I took off the old carb, scraped it clean, blew out the head, blew out all the dust, removed all the old wiring besides the starter wire. I'm still gonna need that and the wire to the stator, or the wires to the stator, but I hardwire all this stuff anyways. So the only thing next left to do is mount this back into the quad, or mount this new one into the quad. But you want to make sure you have your bolts handy. The longer one goes on top, shorter one goes on bottom. Have your nuts ready, and there's one hose I want to take off this, and I'm also going to take this clamp off it. I actually power washed this, but it didn't come super clean like I expected. I probably just didn't spend enough time doing it, honestly. But anyways, now it's just mounting this new engine into this quad, which is fairly simple. I always do the top one first, and then the bottom one. Or maybe it's backwards. Okay, so the bottom one slid right in, which is awesome, because now it's going to serve as a pivot for this top one. Slide that one right back in. So the new one's mounted in place. Now I'm just going to tighten the bolts on it. And just make sure your lock nuts are completely flat. And that's all it takes to change an engine on a quad on these little Chinese ATVs. But I'm gonna go ahead and hook the exhaust back up, get that footstep back on, and then start messing with all the electrical. I'll be right back. Okay, I got the exhaust on, but before I go any further, I want to make sure this thing fires and it has compression. So I'm gonna hook this up to the starter up to the positive side of the battery. I'm gonna grab another wire, connect it to the negative side, and just strike it onto this area around the starter, just so it gives it a complete connection to where it activates the starter. I'm gonna spray some starting fluid in this, and just make sure it fires. But I'm gonna check compression first. I'll be right back. So I checked the oil to make sure I had enough oil in here, but also it just hit me that I can't test fire it because I don't have any electrical hooked up and I won't get spark. So I'm just gonna check for compression right now. Cool, starter's good. It sounds like it has good compression. Whoopsie, scared me. I've never had one with over 200 pounds of compression. That makes me a little nervous. That's a lot of compression. So I'm gonna say that engine's good and start putting everything back together. Okay, so I got the new engine on. And since this video is literally only over how to replace an engine, I'm gonna go ahead and speed through the rest of it, and I'll show a video at the end of it running. But I'm gonna put a new harness, new carb, new fuel lines, put the chain back on, and I'll show it all running at the end after it's all put back together. But I'll show little clips of me just doing everything on the way there. So get ready. Okay, so I was struggling to get this chain back on. It's actually really tight. But like I said, I was struggling to get it on and I couldn't figure out why. So it kind of hit me that maybe that old sprocket was just a little bit different size than this one. I took this one off. I took off the old one and I took off this one. It's literally just two 10mm bolts and then like an oblong shaped washer. Turn that and the sprocket pops right off. I took off the old one, compared them. This one was probably maybe like a quarter of an inch smaller than that one, or the one that was originally on this one. So I just swapped those out and then the chain went right together. And I put the chain back together the same way I took it off. And I guess just to make sure there's no issues, which I don't think there will be. Nope. Spins perfect. Kind of excited. Okay, anyways, like I said, this is just a video over engine replacement. I'm gonna start going through everything, the carb, the electrical, all that, the whole 9 yards. I'll be right back with you guys. I'll show a glimpse of it as I go. Okay, so I just hooked up all the electrical. I'll just make sure it's working with the engine, new engine on there. Spark plug in there. I was like, man, that's kind of weird how fast it's spinning. Okay, so I've already checked for spark. It has good spark. I hooked everything else back up. I lifted up the rear end to make sure it doesn't take off, and the brakes are hooked up and they're already pressed in, so I don't have to bypass them. And I sprayed starter fluid, and this is going to be the first time it fires. Tried to fire, but not completely. This is actually my favorite part of working on any quad. To be honest, I probably could just put fuel in. I think I'm gonna do that right now. I have the fuel lines and everything already hooked up. Has some gas. I can already see it going through the air, the filter. Like I said, this is my favorite part of any build. This isn't I guess the build, but so I literally have everything back together. Just need to drop the seat on and put the racking on. But for the purpose of this video is literally just an engine replacement video. I showed a little more than what I really needed to, but hopefully it helps people out. It helps people in the whole troubleshooting process. I love this shit. I love troubleshooting. I love building shit. I love fixing shit, honestly. I feel like it's like the manliest thing that you can do. Some people may not think so, but also that's their opinion. But anyways, I'm gonna get started and drive out of here, drive back, tell you how it runs. While I was driving back with this, the seat flew off. So this cost me about $25. So being serious, it's a damn nice quad. I'm very happy with it. Just gotta put the racking back on and I'm done. It is a mid-size one. The suspension's really good. Handling's really well. Tires are nice. I'm gonna post it for 700 and see if I get any hits off it. If I do, cool. If I don't, I'll lower the price to $650, but I will not go below $650 on this one. It's definitely worth it. Anyways, I hope this helped out. I'm out.